I will say briefly that I think Rome Odunze is kind of on an island of his own. I don't really think that he's Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr., but I do see enough in his game and in the data that probably just says that he should just be the wide receiver 3. I'm not going to. I may regret this take, but I'm not like super excited to draft him. Am I maybe? What do you guys think of this? I mean, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying like maybe I'm lukewarm and I don't know how to get a little. He's not making me hot.
Yeah, you can jump in, Wiz. But I think he's gonna be a solid receiver. I don't think he's gonna be like anything spectacularly elite or anything like that. But looking at his numbers, I think he does compare favorably, or at least somewhat favorably, to the elite two guys, and then
Yeah.
even guys below him. So I think to Jack's point, he's on the island on his own. Probably not thrilled at like, oh, I'm like jumping out of my seat to draft him. Although, I'm not going to say he's this player, but in terms of like solid player, will be in the NFL for, several years, playing, starting, maybe like a George Pickens type where it doesn't really excite much people and feel like overrated by many. But I'm not comparing play styles or anything like that. I'm just saying the vibe I get from someone like Rome Odunze reminds me of like a George Pickens.
What are your reservations with? I'm dying to hear.
Actually, no, it's along those same lines. I think one of the things that we love about Pickens, right? Me, not personally, but the fantasy community, his ability to make sick contested catches, right? I think that's what is basically his calling card, right? And when I look at some of the stuff with Odunze, look, I think he's a great player as well. He does have more contested targets than I'd kind of like to see. Typically anything over 30% from a contested target rate just kind of outlines maybe you're not the best separator. Now, look, the dude can high point the ball, he can win. But when you look at somebody like, Troy Franklin, right? The highest contested target percentage that he's had in his career is 22%, whereas, Odunze had a year at 56%. Again, I think he's really smooth. I do think he's going to be a solid player in the NFL. I do worry about does he have true elite ceiling? And my guess would be if you had to ask me if he did or not, I'd probably say no, but he's probably going to be a guy that you can start on your fantasy team for a while. I just don't know if he's a foundational building block.